Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the CVCS Athletics Podcast. Coming up today, we have a couple student interviews from our boys and girls volleyball programs. To start off, we have Shauna McDowell. She's a senior at CVCS and a captain of our girls volleyball team. Last year, she was a key player for the CIF championship-winning girls indoor volleyball team. Throughout her success at CVCS, Shauna is committed to continue her indoor volleyball career at Biola University, an NCAA Division II program in the Pac-West Conference. Brayden Darm is also a senior at CVCS, and he is a captain of the boys volleyball team that will be playing their season this spring. Brayden has been a part of the boys volleyball program all 4 years at CVCS, and his freshman year, the team was the CIF Southern Section Division IV finalist. This fall, he committed to the Masters University at NAIA program, part of the GSAC conference. All right, what's up, guys? Thanks for coming on today. We can just start this off with Shauna, you first. Just give the audience a little background about yourself, and then Brayden.
Hi, guys. I'm Shauna McDowell. I have been here at CVCS for 14 years. This is my 14th year, and I've been playing volleyball, I think, for 5 years. I think this is my 5th year. It's been a long road, I guess. But, yeah, that's kind of a little bit about myself. I'm excited to be on the podcast, and thanks for having me, Luke.
Wait, so you've only been playing volleyball for 5 years?
Yeah, only 5 years.
Okay. All right, Brayden.
Hi, I'm Brayden Darm. I've been at CVCS for 4 years now. I've been playing volleyball for 9 years, since I was 9. I love playing. So.
All right, so Shauna, we can start off with you. Where'd your love for playing volleyball come from?
It didn't take me a long time to think about this one because I did gymnastics for, I think it was 8 years. And then the day that I quit, I called Coach Bond because she's been a part of my life for years. And I was like, Coach, I think I'm going to play volleyball. And she was like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah, because I had always played volleyball on the elementary team and the junior high team, but I was never anything like club. I didn't have any time. And she kind of was my inspiration, I would say, and has been my inspiration the past 4 years. Because she just, her constant, love and appreciation for the sport has just, inspired me to, want to keep playing. And, and she also played at Biola, so that was a huge part of just why I want to play volleyball. So, yeah.
All right. So, Brayden, you've been playing for 9 years, a little longer than Shauna.
Yeah.
So, can you just take us through your career as a volleyball player from the beginning when you started playing all the way up to now in your senior year?
Yeah, so I started playing volleyball because my dad plays and both my sisters played. So I was just indulged in the sport at a really young age. And I just fell in love with the sport, and I've played club for 9 years now, and that was one of the main reasons I came to CVCS was because of the boys volleyball program under Coach Ryan. And yeah, so I came freshman year, and then we had a great season, got to CIF finals and state finals, got to play with some great guys, and yeah.
All right. And then talking about CIF, Shauna, you won a CIF Division IV championship last year. Can you tell us a little bit about what that was like and just take us through that journey?
So one of the coolest things is it was actually a year ago yesterday, and I was going through all the pictures, and it literally brought tears to my eyes because it was such a testament of how hard every single one of us worked. All 3 years, we had pretty much all the same girls, and Coach Bond and Coach Katie were so adamant about winning that year. We started lifting super early and started practicing super duper early, and they were constantly we're in Division IV this year. It's going to be harder. It's going to be tougher. The girls are bigger. The competition's just better. And I just remember being so excited to be on a team that was so all in and so excited to be there every single day. I couldn't have asked. I mean, this year was amazing, and there's no words. For these past 2 years have just been, I can't even express the amazing girls that I've played with, and not even just how good the girls are at volleyball, just how good they are as people is why I just enjoyed being on this team. And I think when I think about that day, when we won, the girls on El Dorado they came in there thinking that they were going to kill us and that they were going to beat us because we're super small and they're a big team. And it was just one of the most eye-opening experiences to be a part of a team that literally worked so hard, and you can see how much everything paid off. And seeing Coach Bond get her first championship, I think in California, was like, and it was our team, was so exciting because she had been wanting it for years and we had all wanted it so bad. So I think like when I look back on that day, I just like, it's like only happiness. Like I can only think about like all the hard work that we put in. So
it's awesome. All right, so Brayden, you got your final season, senior year coming up this spring. What are you looking forward to, like in your final season before you go into college?
I'm just looking forward to playing with some of my best friends on the team, and just having a ton of fun and being competitive with the guys, and competing in wherever we get placed for CIF. We won league last year, and not much of our team has changed, so we should win again this year. But I'm just excited to compete with the guys, especially under Coach Ryan, because I love playing for him.
All right. So both of you, signing day, this podcast episode is a signing day special. So signing day's coming up. Shauna, you're committed to Biola. Why'd you end up choosing Biola as the best place for you as a school and volleyball especially?
So Biola is been in like my family for years. Tons of my uncles went, my aunts went, my dad went, and he's still a professor there, and my brother's there right now. And so it kind of was like, I really wanted to go there. It was kind of, I had grown up there. It was like I had been there for years, like when I was a little kid, when my dad would be there. And so it just kind of felt like home, I think. And when I got to meet the team and all the girls, and knowing that one of my best friends, Camille, is there right now and enjoying it so much, it just makes me so excited to be at a school that values character development a lot, and like also just like how competitive it is too. I also think that the coaches are just like, wow, they remind me so much of Coach Bond and Coach Katie, which was another reason I was like, yeah, like I want to go here. And it's just like, it's close to home, and I can just come back and see my brother and be in an environment that is really just special to my heart and to my family. So yeah.
So would you say that was like kind of your dream school, or maybe not dream school, but just like it was just always a part, like always in your head, back of your mind?
Yeah, I would say when I started to play volleyball, that was kind of like my freshman years when I kind of started to like go to the camps, meet the coaches, meet the girls, and that was I kind of like when I like met all the girls, I was like, yeah, like this is where I want to be. And how competitive and how good they are like was so cool to me, just seeing like how competitive it can be like from high school to college. And I'm so excited to like be a part of such an amazing like community and like culture. So yeah.
All right, and finally to wrap this up, Brayden, you just recently committed to the Masters University. What were some of the things that like attracted you most about the school, and then especially obviously the volleyball program?
Right. So Masters is, for those that don't know, it's about an hour and a half to 2 hours away from here. So I wanted to stay local in California. I had some other opportunities to play East Coast, but I wanted to stay local. Masters plays in the NAIA division, so they were in the NAIA championship last year, and they lost, unfortunately, but just a great team with a great coach, and it's local, so those were the really like main positive things that made me want to go there. I love the coach there. He's an awesome guy. And it's also close to Six Flags, and I love going on roller coasters. So.
All right. So that just about wraps it up. So thank you guys for coming on today, and we're excited to see you guys at signing day.
Thank you.
Thanks, Luke.
Wait, can I have?
All right. So for our final question for this segment, Shauna, we'll start with you. What is something that you learned here from your coaches that you think is going to help you the most at the next level?
So there's so many things that I learned this year and the past 4 years from Coach Bond and Coach Katie. Like there's not just one thing, but I think that the biggest thing that was really difficult for me was they would always say, like whenever I'd say anything, they'd always be like, well, it's not about you. It's not about you. It's about the team. And I think that also at Biola, they're super big on it's all about the team. It's not about you. So if you mess up, yeah, you messed up, but it's not about you. It's about how you're going to do better for the team. Like how are you going to respond to the things that are difficult in your life? And like I think it's also more than just volleyball, but I would say that when you're selfless and you don't think about yourself and you're thinking more about the person next to you and what you can do for them and how you're going to play for the person next to you, I think that was one of the biggest things that they want us to understand. And I think that they would be excited that I would remember that, because that's one of the biggest lessons I've learned here at CVCS just from my coaches, because they care so much about the team, and I think that's how we won a championship. It was less about us and more about what we can do for the team. So
yeah, love that. All right, Brayden.
Yeah, one of the things Coach Ryan really wanted me to understand is, in my position, how can I serve the team better? How can I put a better ball up for the attackers to put it away? And just as a captain and a role model on the team and a leader, how can I be serving my teammates so that the team can be better overall, and not just how I can look better as an athlete to make myself look better on the court or even off the court.
Yeah. All right, so quick little game, a little question, competition time. Who's a better setter and why?
Bro. Okay, I'll answer this one. So I've known Brayden for how many years? 5 years?
5 years.
5 years. We met playing at the same club.
Yeah.
And he is definitely a better setter than me, as he should be.
Yeah.
As he should be. But I think I've developed that.
You have.
From the
Yeah,
what?
yeah, you have.
From the past 5 years. But he's always been a really good setter. Like, his hands are like gold. Like, there's kind of nothing.
Thank you, Shauna. You're up there as well. I don't think you're beating me yet, but you might get there one day.
Close one day.
Maybe one day.
Who has a better hops?
Yeah,
Definitely
you.
me.
Yeah,
1,000%.
for sure. Definitely.
I can get up really high.
Yep.
Definitely.
We've seen that
1,000%.
block.
Yeah, I played front row both years, 5-5.
Getting it done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
All right, for our second segment of this week's podcast, I'll be interviewing Lennox Bray, Heath Carlson, and Jack Gallow. All three are seniors who have been a part of our baseball program for all 4 of their years here, and all 3 of them are continuing their baseball careers at the next level. First is Lennox Bray. He's a senior at CVCS who is part of our student leadership team and is one of the head captains of the baseball program. Lennox is an outfielder and has been playing at the varsity level since his sophomore year. Earlier this year, he announced his commitment to play baseball at Lewis and Clark University, a Division III program, next year. Next up, we have Heath Carlson. Heath is another one of the captains of the baseball team and is coming up on his 3rd year on varsity. Heath was a 2-sport athlete playing football and baseball in his first 3 years. He's a middle infielder who's played primarily shortstop the last 2 years for the Eagles, and he just recently announced his commitment to Colorado State Pueblo, a Division II program, to continue his academic and baseball career at the collegiate level. Our third and final guest for this segment is Jack Gallow. Jack has also been a part of the baseball program for all 4 of his years at CVCS, has played on varsity since he was a freshman, and is also a head captain of the baseball program this year. Not only that, but Jack was also a 2-sport athlete in his first 3 years playing linebacker and tight end for the football team. Jack announced his commitment to continue his baseball career at Southeast Missouri State, a D1 program, in May of 2024. All right, what's up, guys? Thanks for coming on today. We can start this off by going around, and you guys can give the audience a little introduction about yourself, starting with Gallow. You can start this off.
What's going on, guys? My name's Jack Gallow. I'm a senior here at CVCS. I play baseball.
All right, and then Heath.
What's up, guys? I'm Heath. I am a senior here at CVCS. I play baseball, play middle infield, and yeah.
What's up? I'm Lenny. I don't really need an intro. Luke kind of just gave the rundown.
All right. So all you guys are seniors coming up on your last high school baseball season, which will be in the spring. What are you guys looking forward to and some of the goals for this season? Any of you guys start this off?
I'll start. I'm looking forward to playing just because last year I was out with my injury, so I didn't really get a full season. It'll be fun. One last hoorah with the boys, the seniors. See what we can do. Bounce back from last year.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to talk about last year. It wasn't the best year, and I think we have a little chip on our shoulder this year, and we have a lot of seniors, but we also have a lot of juniors to back us up. So I'm really looking forward to just kind of proving people wrong.
Yeah.
I think that was well said by Heath. I agree with him on that. chip on our shoulder. I think that would be a good thing for us from coming off a down year and having some pride in ourselves that CVCS baseball has always had a strong showing every single year. And so last year being kind of a weaker performance on our side, I would say it's going to be huge for us to bounce back and show that we're as tough and as good as they come.
Yep. All right, so starting this off, Lenny, just be a little interested to hear, take us through your journey in baseball. Obviously, you had some ups and downs in the recent years, but just like when you started playing and then just all the way till now.
From the very start.
Yeah.
Actually started when I was like 5 or 6. I played skipped t-ball, went straight into coach pitch, played on my brother's team, so I played a year out. I mean, it's coach pitch, doesn't really matter. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's where I started. I was number 11, had some scraggly hair. And then I'm going to jump more present because it doesn't really matter when you're 8. I guess BPA is probably where I really started my career. Like, that's when I started taking baseball more seriously, playing bigger tournaments and stuff. 12U, Cooperstown. You can't miss that when you're talking about your story. My team went out. We went 10-0, won the whole thing. It's pretty sweet tournament. Anytime people ask me, like, I always tell them that's when my prime was, Cooperstown. So, and I'm just going to jump straight to high school. I mean, ups and downs for sure. I'm pretty sure I've been injured every fall since I've gotten here. And then, last year, of course, with my ACL, that took me out for the whole season. So, my journey. I got my first offer the day I tore my ACL, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then, I'd say that's my journey so far.
All
Looking
right.
forward to this year.
All right, so Heath, just mentioned you're a two-sport athlete. You ultimately ended up choosing baseball. So where'd your passion and love for baseball come from?
Like Lenny, I started young, and it helped a lot that I had an older brother that was very passionate about baseball as well. So throughout my young ages, I think that, like, I just remember just being by his side, just taking ground balls, going to his games and whatnot. And I think, my passion really grew for baseball when I realized that I could, be all right at it. So I thought to myself, might as well just, pick it up and run with it. And I started working hard. This was probably around 8th grade, so. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Gallow, you committed to Southeast Missouri State, or SEMO, in the spring after a pretty good junior year personally. What was the recruiting process like to end up committing there?
Yeah, the recruiting process, I think it's an exciting time because it's a time of uncertainty and just excited to see that who's going to show interest to you and how it's going to end up. And the big thing is you got to trust God in it because He's the one with the ultimate plan for you. But it was junior year. I always remember, even from freshman year, Chach always showed he has the list, and it's just important that if you put out the product on the field, he'll get the job done of finding the right school for you. So really, going into my junior year, this summer, you go to those camps, do all that stuff. You're kind of talking with coaches, seeing who's warm and interested in you, seeing who's not really. But ultimately, as the year went on, I had kind of flipped my mindset to that stuff's all the uncontrollables. You can't control who's going to be interested in you or not. So the main thing that I was thinking about is just be the best version of myself. When you're on the field, just be the best version of yourself and just be a man amongst boys. That's something that you can control. And then if you do that and control the things that you can control and ultimately just be the best version of yourself, your phone will start ringing. And then so that's what I just focused on during the season time, and eventually the phone did start ringing. And then I was talking to a couple of schools, but then ultimately the one that I felt was the best fit for me was Southeast Missouri State. And so far I visited out there, and it's been an amazing feeling and great coaching staff and environment down there.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right, so Lenny, you committed to Lewis and Clark University in August. Why did you feel like Lewis and Clark was the best fit for you?
Right. So honestly, if you were to ask me before season, probably hey, where are you going to school? Lewis and Clark wouldn't have even crossed my mind, right? But they reached out, like I said earlier, the day I got hurt. And, like, that morning when I got, like, that offer, I was like, oh, sweet, like, one of many, here we go. Like, the journey begins. And then, like, that day I got hurt, and I was like, okay, like, I got to start taking this school a little more seriously. Like, this could be, like, a super solid option for me. And so, like, I always knew, like, junior college was an option, but I didn't really want to go through that. Like, I wanted to go to a school where, like, I could try and get in there and compete, play as a freshman. And so I went out there to up in Portland and visited that school in late July. And, like, I had a tour. The head coach took me around. It was just me and him. And, like, it was awesome. Like, I could just tell he was super interested in me. Like, it was, like, a 4-hour tour. The facilities, they were super nice. Like, I was surprised. And then they got a brand new field, so we decided to get out there. A little change of scenery, more rain. But yeah, I mean, I just decided, like, hey, this school's pretty cool. Like, I could see myself going there. Let's do it.
All right. So, Heath, going up to Colorado State Pueblo, what are you most looking forward to once you get up there?
I'm looking to just hit the ground and start running. I think ultimately, getting recruited by Pueblo, I had a vision that I want to be a freshman and I want to play. So I'm not going to waste any time when I get up there. I'm going to start to get to work and just trust in what God's got in store for me, which I believe is good things.
Yeah. Gallow, once you get to SEMO or Southeast Missouri State, like, what are some of your goals? He said he wants to play as a freshman. Probably similar for you too.
Yeah, I would definitely say that's definitely one of my goals. I think just make as big as an impact as I can. I think I'm excited for this new big stage, whether that's playing in a regional or a super regional. I think that's probably what I'm most excited about, just getting to play against the other top players in the nation, kind of that competitiveness. And, I want to make as big as an impact as I can as a freshman, and, I'm super excited about that.
Yeah. I mean, they beat Arkansas last year.
When I was watching that
was huge.
Exactly. Playing in front of 30,000 Arkansas fans, that's what I'm excited doing. Hopefully I can do that right away as a freshman, play against those guys.
Yeah. All right, so to wrap this up, just hear from each one of you guys. Like, what is something that you learned here from your coaches that you think is going to help you at the next level? Just maybe a little thought, maybe a phrase, just anything.
Okay. I would say, like, I don't know if this is really – well, this will help me at the next level, but this is more like a life tip that I got from Chach. Is kind of like, you can't, like, do the little things well. Like, it's going to be a lot harder for you to do the bigger things, the more difficult things. Like, an example he uses is, like, cleaning your room. Like, if your room isn't clean, like, how are you supposed to hit a 90-mile-per-hour fastball? It's kind of a weird example, but, like, I guess the main thing you can pull from that is, like, control the controllables, because when you do that, like, kind of like what Gallow said, like, you can't focus on the things you can't control, then, like, you're going to stress yourself out. You can't really grow. You can't help yourself grow.
All right, Heath or Gallow, whatever one.
I think off the top of my head, something that comes to mind really quick is Josue always just talks about mentality. And I think that these last 4 years, he's really drilled into me, like, being a warrior and also, like, maybe not taking no for an answer. And so with me going to Pueblo next year, say things don't go my way right off the start, like, I'm going to remember, like, the things that Chach and Josue taught me and the things they said to me just to keep my mind in that zone of just pushing forward and just keep going and knowing that I just got to trust the process and good things will come.
All right, Gallow, finish us off.
I think there's been so much that Coach Josue and Coach Chach have installed in all of us. I think, when I think back from my freshman year, the fire that they've kind of put into me and installed into me, I think I owe so much to those two, especially how they've helped me equip myself with so many tools, and the biggest thing is probably the mindset. Every single day, they're always helping me grow and get better, and so many of the sayings all those guys were saying. I remember from freshman year when you're trying to prove yourself, I love the saying of you got to be a man amongst boys. And says you got to show that you're just cut from a different cloth. I think Cha always says that one. So I kind of like that mindset, having that confidence in yourself. But once again, those two have, I can't even think of one saying. I mean, those guys, I'm so grateful for them because they've installed so much more than just one saying into me. So,
Yeah. All right, well, thank you guys for coming on today. And good luck this season at the next level, and we'll see you at signing day.
Thank
you.
you.
Lucas.
All right, so for our last segment of this episode, we have Grant Schneider coming on. Grant's a senior at CVCS. He is the one and only member of our dive team, but he's had a lot of success, including last year where he won the CIF state championship. And he's also committed to continue his diving career at the D1 level following his senior year at Stanford University. So what's up, Grant? Thanks for coming on. We can start this off. You can just give a little background about yourself.
I'm Grant Schneider. This is my 5th year at CVCS. California state champion, committed to Stanford. It's me.
There we go. All right, so start this off. Just when did you start diving?
I started diving when I was 7, so probably 11 years ago. About August 2013, I started in lessons. Me and my brother started together, and then as we got older, we moved on to the team at Crown Valley, and then just last year I moved to Mission Viejo.
All right. What got you into diving? Because it's not like too common.
So I'd say like my dad was always getting us into sports, me and my brother. And when we went into gymnastics together, we had a lot of friends that were doing diving. And, you know, one day one of our friends, Chase, invited us over to practice at diving, I guess. And we started doing that during the summer. And me and Daniel, my brother, both really fell in love with it. And so we just chose diving.
All right. So then last season, like you mentioned, I mentioned you won a CIF state championship in the 1 meter dive. Can you tell us a little bit about and take us through what that whole experience was like?
Yeah, it was a really amazing opportunity. I got to go up to Fresno and compete, but, you know, like being up there, staying the night, you know, getting to practice on those boards, getting to get all my reps in, it was amazing. It was an amazing opportunity, amazing experience. Actually winning it, I didn't really know that I was going to win it. I had a lot of competitors that, you know, were usually neck and neck the whole time. And my friend that got second there, he's going to Stanford with me as well. Yeah, he's going to be my buddy there. But yeah, it was an amazing opportunity, I thought.
So you just mentioned like you and your buddy both going to Stanford. What was that whole recruiting process like for you?
Wow, it was amazing. I mean, I had a lot of opportunities to go a lot of places. You know, in diving, there's not as many people, so you get a good chance at everywhere. You know, I had a lot of Ivy League schools reaching out, but specifically at Stanford, we got to take a visit. We got to meet the team, sleep in the dorms. You know, go to each practice, check out each practice, get to know the coaches. It was a really amazing opportunity, and I thought it was really easy as compared to my friends that are now like applying to colleges. You know, they don't get the same like benefits that athletes do. They don't get the easy in.
Yeah, what was different from Stanford compared to the other schools you were talking to that you felt made it the best fit for you?
Well, first off, it was it's way closer to home. I mean, I was mainly talking to Princeton, Duke, and Missouri, and you know, just like being so far away from home doesn't seem like a good idea, especially like if you get out there and then you just start to hate the place. But being in California, I love California. It's awesome, but like along with other things like the diving program and the schooling, especially at Stanford. I mean, like it's Stanford, like name brand, like amazing. You'll get like good degree, great opportunities that I just don't think you'll get anywhere else.
For sure. So to wrap this up, what is something that you learned from your coaches? Now you don't really have a coach here, but maybe one of your other coaches that you think is really going to help you at the next level to help you succeed, maybe not just in diving, but also just in life in general?
I'd say something that really stuck with me is like when my coach said, "Don't burn bridges." In like a lot of our like sports, you have a really small world, a small team, and so when you show respect to other people, you're creating and you're fortifying like relationships. It makes like a different level like of intimacy with other people that you don't get elsewhere. And when you're in these small relationships with people and you're not shutting them down or burning their bridges, as people would say, you create more opportunities for yourself, and it just helps everybody around you.
Yeah.
This episode has been a production of the Capistrano Valley Christian Schools Podcast Network. Capistrano Valley Christian Schools is a Christian JK-12 school in San Juan Capistrano, California. Be sure to check out, subscribe to, and leave a review of this show and the other shows on our network on your podcast player of choice. Doing so supports the school community in a multitude of ways. For more information about the CVCS Podcast Network or any of our other shows, check out cvcs.org or email podcasts@cvcs.org. On behalf of the whole network, this is Mr. Jasper saying thank you again for listening, and stay tuned for more.